Hi, this is Jeff Lesher with What's the Point? This is a special holiday edition. I'm going to take a couple of weeks off after this one, and I hope that everybody watching this, sharing this, and thinking about this message and all of the things that we've talked about up to this point has a great, relaxing, focused period of time in which you rest, reconnect, recharge, reflect, come back even better than ever with an intent and a plan to be your best self in order to accomplish the best that you can. And that's really what I want to talk about today, which is a little bit ironically, given the season of giving, which is a great idea, which ultimately results in the gift of receiving, my encouragement is for each of us to find something of which we need to let go. Most of us, I am confident in saying, walk around with weight on our shoulders, on our backs, on our heads, on our hearts, that is a choice of things that bother us, that concern us, that create anxiety, that limit us, all because we choose to allow that to be true. And I know of what I speak, or at least I speak from a very personal, empathetic perspective. I lived about 20 years of my life from the time I was 11 or 12 years old into my early 30s with a lot of baggage having to do with the relationship that I had or didn't have in this case with my dad. He left our family. There were a lot of injuries that resulted in that emotionally and otherwise, and that just caused a great weight on my heart. I felt a loss of joy. I felt sadness and disappointment. And this came to a head in my early 30s when I had kids of my own, and I still experienced my father simply being who he was, but not being the person I wanted him to be. And then I decided to let go of that. I decided to let go of my expectation of him and simply accept him for who he was and embrace the best part of that. And that allowed me to live 20 or more years much less burdened, and actually with that as somewhat of an instruction manual to release other things in my life that I allowed to weigh me down. And I had a chance to reflect on that progression in my life, the momentousness of it to me recently when my dad passed away, after having enjoyed the relationship that we were able to have, which brought many moments of joy and insight and feeling of connection, and in the end, didn't leave me with any regrets. And so while that's one example, and it's a particularly personal one, we all have them. So in this season of giving, in this season of receiving, let's also make it the season of letting go. Pick something that you can choose to forgive, to set aside, to release, to be lighter as a result. And imagine what you'll be able to achieve when you're not weighted down, impeded by whatever that thing is. Take a deep and cleansing breath. Close your eyes and imagine yourself on a sandy beach or a sunny hilltop or wherever you feel most at peace. And as we once did in my high school drama class, imagine that those thoughts in your head are floating from you, that they may be floating into a bandana or a container that you can wrap up and dispose of. And then allow yourself to experience how you feel and do something with that energy and that relative lightness that you have been denying yourself or afraid or reluctant to try. And then hang on to that feeling, because it's that feeling that can propel you to the next thing. We're all capable of it. We all have these weights that we carry within us. Let it go. I'm not promoting Frozen, Frozen 2, or anything in between. I'm just saying, from me to you in this season of giving, my give is for you to let something go. And when you do, we'll all be happy recipients of you. And that is the point. Enjoy, be well, be good. Talk to you in a couple of weeks.